Welcome in Lacrosse fans to this MCLA matchup live from Judge Memorial High School in Salt Lake City. I'm your host, Tim Haslam, joined by my new co-host, first-timer, Drew Bicker. Drew, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. This is exciting.
Drew, a longtime lacrosse coach and player at Skyline High School just down the road. And we have a matchup for you today featuring the number 1 ranked University of Utah Utes versus the number 20 Oregon Ducks. Drew, what are some keys to this game?
Keys to this game, same as always, really. You know, limit turnovers, keep the ball moving, get through your offensive sets. You know, should be a good matchup. I'm excited to watch and see how Utah's able to kind of continue the hot streak that they're on against this Oregon defense.
Yeah, you mentioned a hot streak. Utes coming in this game 6-0. Michael Abizaid on the face-off for Utah. Number 45 for Oregon is going to be Macon Sumter, senior face-off specialist. Utah 6-0, coming off a 25-5 win over Boise State last Saturday. Oregon coming into this game off a 13-4 win over Colorado State. Utah wins the first face-off. The ball's with JoJo Olivas. Real name's Joseph. Everyone just calls him JoJo. Pushes for Max. Utes in their all-whites. First time this season they've been in all-white. Oregon in their all-black uniforms. Drew, I'll be the first to admit that I love their black helmets.
Helmets are looking pretty fresh, and they are. It's a clean look. I love both looks actually from both teams. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Keeping it classic.
Utah moving the ball well here. Cam Redmond, a little too far out and realized it. Ball's with Reed Lanigan. Lanigan pushes. Good shot. Looks like it was a good save as well. 31 for the Ducks. I do not have him. Do you have the goalie there, Drew? For Oregon?
Sam Snyder.
Sam Snyder.
Yeah.
Utes retain the ball. Ball's with Josh Stout, leading scorer for the Utes. Ball's with Felstead. Oh, nice little no-look from Cam Redmond to Reed Lanigan. Utes take a 1-0 lead.
That's a great cut right through the middle. Looks like Oregon is electing to try their hand at a man-on-man defense here early. Looked like Lanigan did a great job just kind of back cutting. Once his man turned his head, came straight through the middle. Good feed, beautiful finish.
So the Utes take a 1-0 lead here early in the first quarter. Interesting fact for you, Drew, Utah has never trailed this season. So I hope I just didn't jinx them, but off to a great start here as Abizaid is out again for the Utes. Good clean win. And he looked motivated. Second, he got it. Good backup by JoJo. Looks like they're going to give it to Oregon on the backup. So good heads-up call there by the refs. And Oregon looks to clear. Get a first look at Oregon here. Seth Neeleman on the defense. Good play there by Oregon. Gets the ball up to number 15, Austin Olson. 4 goals and 2 assists on the season for Olson. Oregon coming out of the MCLA conference. Not unfamiliar to Utah. Played a couple times in the past. Oregon used to be a big powerhouse in the MCLA, Drew. I believe late 2000s. Made it to a couple championship games. I don't recall if they won. If you're out there listening and know that answer, feel free to tweet at us at Utah Lacrosse. Feel free to tweet any of your questions. As we see a nice look there by Oregon, number 7, Dylan Alpha. But Costa up to the task. Costa's been a great pickup for the Utes this year. Transfer from St. John's. Has been making all the stops that he's needed to make, and that's something that Utah has definitely played well from is his ability to stop the shots that should be stopped. Utes with the ball. Chris Belcher with the ball. Looks like he switched his stick. Could be just a glare, but it looks like he went white shaft. Staying away from the Black Mamba this game. We'll see if that has a factor. My guess is it won't. Turnover there by Utah. Oregon comes up with it. It's number 1, Matt Peter with the ball. So the last Oregon possession, we saw a good shot get saved by Costa. Drew, what kind of offense can we expect here? What are we seeing from Oregon?
I think they have to try to limit the number of possessions they give to Utah, so they're going to be real patient out there. Looks like they're coming out of kind of a 3-1-2 look, counting from the top as we do here in Utah.
Okay. Along those lines, is it a time and space or what's the other one? Time and room?
They're really stretching it out. I think East Coast guys like to count from X.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, Oregon being very patient with the ball. Oh, we get a nice shot there by number 2, Cade Bailey, senior attackman, his 13th goal of the season. I think Costa might have been screened a little bit there, but nevertheless, Cade Bailey with a nice shot. And the game is tied 1-1 with 10:23 left in the first quarter.
Just way too much space given by Seth there. He's got to close out a little bit quicker, but beautiful overhand bounce shot, just like you're taught from 3rd grade up.
Pretty fundamental there. Good placement in that 5-hole. Michael Abizade out there again for the Utes. Sumter out there for Oregon on the faceoff as Utah comes away with it. It's their 3rd faceoff win. The wings for Utah on those, that first team faceoff is Chris Belcher with the pole, and then Cam Redman on that other wing. And those two players are pretty scrappy ground balls, so it doesn't surprise me that the Utes are doing well. Obviously, Abizade able to, on a great shot there by Josh Stout, 10 yards out. Just muscled it in and for the sidearm bounce shot. Good shot by Stout.
Very fundamental C curl there. Growing up, I was always told the C curl is the most dangerous move in lacrosse. To youth players and young high school players out there, if you can, get your C curl down. You did a great job taking that step towards the cage to finish, able to whip his body around and put a little bit behind that shot. Maybe not the fastest shot on there, but the placement was perfect.
Gives the Utes a 2-1 lead early in this first quarter. Near wing for the Utes is number 21, Rylan Lemons. That far wing, I believe, is going to be, it's Dean Anderson. Oh, excuse me, Jake Nutter, number 25. Abizade gets the clamp. They call a violation on Oregon. And Nutter's going to take the ball. So the Utes lead here 2-1. 9:45 left in this first quarter. We've seen good possessions by both teams. It's JoJo with the ball. Good ball movement there. Abizade with it. Gives it up to Redman. Don't forget, you can tweet at us your questions at Utah Lacrosse. And good questions we'll read on air. It's a nice shot there by Stout. Good save, though. Stout unable to come up with the ground ball, and Oregon's going to come away with it. That's number 1, Matt Peter. And as the Ducks look to get another goal here. 47 for the Utes is Aiden Christian, transfer from Bellarmine. There's a 106-mile-an-hour shot. He's got an.
That's a cannon, Tim. Man, I wonder if you put him out on a man up at some point in time.
I mentioned it last game, but I'd love to see Belcher, Aiden, and Seth up top on a man up.
You know, pretty sure Belcher played man up at Alta.
He did. That's right.
I remember seeing him out there a few times.
Yeah. So good defense there by Cam Redmond, Bountiful, Utah product. Bountiful's about 5-10 miles north of here, just over the mountain range. Soft shot by Oregon, backed up by the Ducks. Chase Phelps starts with it, gets it over to number 41, Sam Miller. Cade Bailey with the dodge, draws a slide. Great shot, looks like it went just wide. And Oregon will retain. About 8 minutes left in this first quarter. Utah leads 2-1. Saved by Costa. I think he'll get those all day long. Outlets to Redmond. Looks up and finds Nutter. Good clear there by Utah. So Utes will try to get on their personnel. Stout with the ball. Gets it up to Captain Gus Colonna, who goes back to Stout, who finds JoJo. Back up with Colonna. Then we get the ball to Jake Stout. Stouts are obviously brothers. Nice little play there by Utah on the substitution. Shot by Gus goes in, similar to the last goal by Stout, just a little further out.
It was very similar. You know, the sidearm, that bottom corner. I wonder if that was on the scouting report against this goalie, Sam Snyder. Maybe, you know, coach is telling him to keep down below the kneecaps. Seen pretty much all the goals go in down low. That was a great little play they ran. Getting a little bit number situation coming off the substitution, but beautiful finish there by Gus.
Yeah,
or August, as now he prefers to be called.
Sure,
listening to your interview with him on that Utah Lacrosse podcast.
Yeah, kind of a fun thing we've started, that Utah Lacrosse podcast. If you're in a podcast, go ahead and subscribe on iTunes, or you can listen live on the site, uteslacrosse.com. Gus, just, you know, I was going to say that the turf's a little wet. It's been snowing and raining all day. It's luckily let up for the game. Pretty chilly out there, but I wonder if that there's some strategy there as JoJo gets it taken away, but then gets it right back. Good play by JoJo. I know that that's going to make the coaches happy. They love nothing more than a guy who can get the ball back after a turnover.
Absolutely, especially when it's kind of an unforced turnover,
Sure.
Maybe trying to do too much.
Utes with the ball and a 3-1 lead midway through the first quarter. Jake Stout with the ball. That's his turf. That's his area where he likes to shine. Gets the ball to Quinault Mackey, his first touches of the game. Quinault is affectionately known as Q from here on out, so if you're keeping track at home. Jake Stout's going to go big little with his brother. Ball's on the turf. Oregon comes up with it after an errant pass by Stout to Lanigan. Intercepted by Steele. And he's got room to go. Ball's on the turf. It's going to be collected by Stout pretty easily. Good interception there by Steele.
Yeah, he read that one like a book, man. That was Oregon player just stared it down. You know, it's got to do a better job looking off the pass or, you know, finding a better look. That was way too easy for Steele.
He looked a little unsure about what he was doing. It's Liam Kavanaugh Fernandez. Ball moves up to Felstead. That's his bread and butter, is that lefty shot from about 8 to 10 yards out. Goes just wide. Backed up by Stout. Jake Stout. Excuse me, that's Quinault Mackey. My bad. Similar builds from way up here. Shot saved by Snyder. Picked up, though, by the Utes. Entertaining first half so far. Utes lead 3-1. Gus Colonna with the lefty shot.
That was a really good save there by Sam. I think he caught that off his, probably his fist.
Good placement by Gus, but like you said, great save. JoJo with the wraparound, kind of the knuckleball. Finds space. And the Utes take a 4-1 lead. 4:33 left.
Yeah, that was all speed out of JoJo there. No slide, he just beat his man around the crease. Looked like a bit of a jump shot, slotting it in near pipe.
I think the goalie thought it was going to go high and far pipe, but
Yeah, right between his legs
there
there.
you go. Great placement there by JoJo. Abizade out there on the face-off for the Utes. I believe he's won every face-off.
He's having his way. It's kind of like a Denver situation here. Make it, take it.
That is certainly one of the weaknesses from last year's squad. And just as we say that, Oregon comes up with the face-off.
Commentator jinx right there.
Yeah, that's okay. Great pressure by the Ute defense, but Oregon picks it. Tipped away there by Lemons. Great stick work there, able to get a stick up in the alley and prevent that transition. Great pressure there by Lemons. Oregon working it around. It's Riley Creamer with the ball. Gets it up to Austin Olson. Barrett Poe unable to handle it. Cam Redmond coming away with it. He's going to outlet it to Devin Keefe. Keefe goes back to Costa. They're going to get it up to Cam. He's going to look to clear. Draws the double team. Goes back to Costa. Utes subbing all during this. Keefe finds 19, Jeremy Sarton, who gets the touch. Nice clear by Utah.
That was a really good clear. Looks like Oregon.
Shot by Stout goes wide.
Oregon may have scouted the Ute clear a little bit. They like to kind of punt return with their shorty, and it looks like Oregon's been electing to double that shorty, forcing Poles to have to carry the ball a little bit more.
Bo Powell, with his first touches of the game, gets it to Graney, who finds Stout, who goes to Sarton, up to Jake Stout. Playing a little yo-yo ball with Reed Lanigan. Lanigan's going to spin move. Shot wide, backed up by Graney. 2:48 left in this first quarter. Utah leads 4-1. Lanigan down the alley, gets the bounce shot as he falls to the turf, and that's going to be good. Great goal there by Lanigan. 2:38 remaining in this first quarter.
Great job attacking the short stick matchup there. Was able to get underneath. I didn't see any slide coming, so it looks like Oregon's electing to be really slow coming to the ball. Yeah, nobody came to help once he got underneath. Number 3 there, Jack Thorin.
Tough to guard Lanigan from Memphis, Tennessee. It's been a great pickup for the Utes, freshman. See Abizade out there again. Chris Belcher on this near wing. Can't quite see that far wing. Steve Ganellan was on that far wing as Belcher clears up to Bo Powell, who gets it over to Stout. Stout with a nice little move there, shot high. And they're going to give that to Oregon. It's a close call.
It was a close one.
Judgment
I'll
call.
give it to the official.
Sure.
He's a lot closer than we are.
Yep, absolutely. Number 22 at the excuse me.
You okay, Tim? Still with us?
I'm okay. Just getting over a cold. 22 at the ball. Unable to clear. Utah gets it back. A little bit of chaos in the booth and on the field. Sorry about that,
got a
fans.
great ride from Utah, and then the goalie Sam Snyder did a great job coming out. making a check there on Bo Powell, forcing a turnover.
Cade Bailey getting away from the Bash brothers, Seth Neeleman and Chris Belcher, as Oregon looks to get in their offense. Great ball game so far, 5-1 for Utah. Late in this first quarter. Dylan Alpha with the ball, going against Steve Ganellen. Oregon being very patient with the ball, looking for that right opportunity. Great look up top on the skip pass. Goes outside, and we've got a flag. Cole Salone throwing it clear up in the air. And we'll see what we've got here.
Looks like he's going to call Belcher coming in maybe a little bit late.
Belcher is the one in the box.
Yeah. Illegal body check.
Okay. Illegal body check on Belcher. Utes have been pretty disciplined on the defensive end of the ball this year. Not many penalties, but get an opportunity to see the man down unit here for the Utes. About 46 seconds left. If you're Oregon, what's your strategy here? You know, because there'll be time on the penalty after or at the end of the quarter. Do you maybe try to go for a shot and then hold it? Well, they're going to call in the crease.
You know, I always said you want to be patient with the ball. You want to work for the best shot. I mean, you don't want to sit back and wait. I mean, 40 seconds, you can come up with something good, but you know, you're also telling that man-up unit, if it's not 100%, then we want to take possession, especially when you're not winning faceoffs.
So probably a mental mistake there by the Ducks leads to Rylan Lemons finding Aaron Felstad, who clears. Utes are man down right now. And
yeah, you see Stout's just going to walk it and hold on, make sure they get possession, start in the second quarter.
And that's what will happen. After the first quarter of play here, Utah 5, Oregon 1. We're going to go to commercial break. Join us for the second quarter after this.
What does University Credit Union and the Utah men's lacrosse team have in common? Surprisingly, a lot. Both like the color red. Both can be found here on campus. Both are great for the community. Both are well trained. And both are made up of really nice, friendly people.
You don't got anything on me. Let's go. Square up.
You know, let me get back to you on that.
And we're back, lacrosse fans. Number 1, Utah 5, Oregon 1 after the first quarter of play. Drew, what are some things that you liked from Utah and some things you didn't like?
You know, I think they had a few unforced turnovers, maybe trying to go do a little bit too much yourself. You know, I think we want to see the ball moving a little bit hotter this second quarter. They were getting a lot of looks. I don't know how many shots they had, but it seemed like quite a few shots. Not forcing Sam to make too many saves, so definitely want to see more shots on goal. Force him to make some saves.
Sure. Utes start with the ball after, even though they're still man down, they had possession there at the end of the quarter. Utah with 13 shots in the first quarter. Oregon had 6. As you see Cam Redmond. Oh, nice stick check there by number 12. Ryan Bowers for the Ducks, able to get a bad pass. So the Ducks will look to clear. I imagine the extra man opportunity is about over. I don't see.
Yeah, it looks like we're even now.
Even strength. So good penalty kill there for Utah. Utah coming in this game averaging 18.5 goals per game. So they're on pace for that, allowing 4.3 goals per game. So on pace for that number as well. Oregon comes into the game with scoring 10.4 and allowing 9.2. So not ideal there, not ideal numbers for the Ducks.
10 goals isn't generally going to win you games. You know, you like to see, generally it's a race to 12.
Yeah, somewhere in that 12 to 15 range is going to get you.
15 is good. You know, obviously if you're Utah, getting to 20, 25 is pretty phenomenal. Averaging 18 is outstanding.
And a turnover there by the Ducks as it goes out of bounds. Utah will look to clear. Aaron Felstad's going to run over. Speaking of Felstad, his brother tweets in, guessing that the Utes' average time of possession this year has been 60+%. And he's probably right. We are not sophisticated enough to keep those stats, but
someday
it's probably pretty close. Ball is flicked upfield, and the failed clear for Utah. Utes pretty good at clearing. That's going to be something to look at on the tape, because they've been pretty successful this year.
Yeah, I think Ben Adams got caught kind of having tunnel vision there, trying to do a little bit too much again. You know, got to be patient. You got plenty of time in the clear this college game.
Oregon with the ball early in the second quarter. Good defense there by Jake Nutter, whose family is tuning in from Indiana. Got their tweets in. Again, if you have questions or comments about the game, feel free to tweet at us at Utah Lacrosse, and we will do our best to read those on air. Aiden Christian going up against number 15, Austin Olson. Good little matchup there. Gets the ball up to Nick Gilbert. Gets to Barrett Poe, who has trouble handling it. Over to Cade Bailey. He's going to get double teamed.
Oh, man.
Oh, nice little swim move. Gets it inside, unable to collect. Ball still on the ground. Nice check there by Belcher.
I think they're going to get him maybe for a hold there.
So we have a flag down. I think Utah has too many men.
Yeah, we may have 2 flags now, or 2 penalties. So
a mental mistake there by the Utes. We'll see what the refs confer with. We have 67, Cole Sloan. On the right of him is Joe Cronin. And on the left, in the middle sort of, I can't really see his face.
It's John.
John Miller?
Yeah, Newmiller.
John
right?
Newmiller. I called him Sieg Miller last game. I need to email him and apologize. So we're gonna get a look at the Joe Cronin breaking it down for us. Utes already have 2 guys in the box. As Coach Holman goes out to see what's going on.
I'm shielded from
we have
those hand signals. So.
Yeah, we have the furthest angle away. The one knock I have on Judge as well is that it's really dark.
It is.
And he's standing right in the middle of the light. So
you know what? It looks like he also threw possibly a conduct foul on the bench. So it looks like Utah might come up 3 men down. My guess is we have illegal procedure, extra men. We got a hold and a conduct. You know, they're all technical 30-second. I'm not sure how the situation works with locked in.
Okay. I believe Utah called the timeout after that, so I I think you're right, though. I think there will be 3. Well, we know there's at least 2 men down.
There's at least 2.
Yeah.
But I saw the extra, the one hand signal I could pick up was a conduct. And my guess is with Coach Holman out near the 50, almost to the wing line, may have had some words to say to Mr. Cronin, Mr. Official.
Joe Cronin, the president of the Utah Lacrosse Officials Association. Longtime referee. Actually interviewed him yesterday for an article that I'm working on, and said he got started in football and kind of worked his way up there. But Joe's been a longtime official in the state. He refereed at the World Games when they were in Denver. He's refereed at the NCAA Division II level. Interesting tidbit about referees in the Division II level. Okay, so they get $380 as payment and stipend and per diem. And so he made the comment, you could work a Division II game here in Westminster and get paid $380 and then have to drive to Colorado to Colorado Mesa, pay for your own hotel, and you'd still get $380. So kind of interesting how they do that. But
that's why he's on every Westminster game I've been to so far.
Yeah, good pay. Utes 3-man down like we suspected. Daniel Costa coming up with a huge save. He's going to Gilman it.
Fantastic save.
Ball's on the carpet. Oregon's going to come up with it. Utah still 3-man down. What a save by Costa. They great action here. Salt Lake. Looks like one penalty released. Another one released. So there's Belcher still in the box. Utes still man down.
They must have had Belcher on some kind of a personal.
Another huge save by Costa. Steele almost knocks it back in the goal, and Costa gets it again.
That's fantastic heads-up goalie play right there by Costa.
And Jake Stout's going to come up with it, and he's going to get the clear. Utes still a man down. Home crowd is getting into it on this cold, rainy night here in Salt Lake City.
I was watching Costa after that, after the ball came down to the Utah offensive box and gave a little hip bump to all of the defenders. I think well-deserved.
So Utah killed a 3-man down penalty. And we'll see what the Ute offense has to bring. JoJo pushes from the crease, tries to split 2 guys. Didn't work, obviously. We're going to have interference called on JoJo as he stood right in front of the goalie. Good heads-up play there by the goalie, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's a kind of a touchy call. You got to make sure that the goalie is, in fact, actually making a pass and not just trying to hit you. I've seen actually referees call a slash when they, hit the attackman standing in front.
Channeling the inner girls' call of a dangerous propel.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Wow.
As we have an Oregon goal there, number 13, Nick Gilbert, finding the back of the net.
Just righty alley dodge. I think Utes may have not been prepared for that. Kind of a rare defensive play for them. Just no slide and a shot coming in right over Costa's shoulder.
Score is 5-2 here. Utah leads. 9:52 left in the second quarter. Abizade out there for the Utes. Good battle at the face-off X. Cam Redmond coming away with it.
Tim, it looks like Oregon is kind of more or less given up in order to protect against a fast break.
Sure.
Just sending their wingman to the top of the box, allowing allowing Abizade to pull the ball back to an open winger.
Looks like we have a flag down here.
Yeah, Oregon's got 7 out there.
That they do.
So a free slide for them.
And there it is. Shot by Stout goes wide, and we're going to have another penalty. Looks like an Oregon defender just trucked Cam Redmond unnecessarily. So the common thread here is if you have 7 guys on the field, you commit other penalties.
It's happening a lot. That's definitely something that, both teams are going to need to pay attention to, maybe figure out how that's happening. It's pretty a rare occurrence at the college level.
Cole Salone making the calls out there.
So we got offsides and
Oregon's going to do exactly what Utah did and call a timeout. So Oregon will be 2 men down. 9:08 left in the second quarter. Utes lead 5-2. This has been the closest margin the Utes have had since their first game in the second quarter. Most of their games have been like 6-1, 7-1, 5-1 this late in the second quarter. So Oregon hanging around, just down by 3. What if you're the Oregon coach, Marcus McCain? What are you telling your team?
Well, you want to stay aggressive. Absolutely, you want to make sure that you're making it difficult for shooters. Your goalie's playing pretty well, so. I think he's given up a couple sweeps across the middle. You want to make sure that you're at least getting on shooters' hands, kind of lifting elbows and interrupting shots. So, they're doing a good job defensively. I think, Utah, I don't know, they don't look as crisp as we've seen them in games past. So I don't know if it's a different scheme necessarily that they're trying, but they definitely want to clean things up.
Sure, couple factors I can think of. Just the Utes' second night game, first in real cold weather, could be a factor. But then, we're getting into the heart of the schedule, and this is where teams just need to grind it out and get those victories. So we'll see what Utah has to offer here. 2 men up, 9 minutes left. Utes with a 5-2 lead. Mackey with the ball behind. Gets it over to Jake Stout. Gets it up to Aaron Felstead. He's going to take the shot. Nice save by Snyder. Quentin Mackey, though, gets his stick in the lane, collects it, and goes with the backhand goal for the Utah goal. What a heads-up play there by Mackey.
That was pretty phenomenal. Shot comes off the inner thigh there from Felstead, and Mackey did a great job staying big in front of the goalie, getting in the line of vision. Did a great job picking that off. Awesome hand-eye coordination, and then the backhand finish, maybe a little bit of a hockey pass.
Yeah, so we see here the shot there, low, hits the goalie right in the thigh. And then Mackey just gets his stick in there, and then heads-up play there to kind of have field awareness of where the goalie is, and a nice, great backhand goal there for Q, his first of the night. Abizade wins the clamp, gets the face-off. Gets it over to Q, who gets it to Belcher, and he's going to let it fly from 5, 10, 15, 20 yards out.
I think he had his left foot inside the box there. That was from,
just barely.
That was from downtown.
Downtown shot goes high.
Tim, you going to call that possession shot, or was he trying to can that?
He was trying to can it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
If any of you know Belcher, that's right up his alley. So no doubt that he was trying to hit the top shelf with that one. You see Liam Kavanaugh Fernandez with the ball. He's going to push from X. Shot goes wide. Gets out of bounds. And they're going to give it to Oregon, which I think, Drew, was the right call.
Yeah, I think he may have just been a little bit inside, right over the ball when it went out of bounds. Those are always difficult as an official.
As Oregon clears here, Chris Belcher on the defense. Score is 6-2, about midway through the second quarter here at Judge Memorial High School in Salt Lake City. The normal field for Utah, the soccer field, is soaked.
Yeah, I bet it's under a little bit of water right now.
Had, like we said earlier, some snow and some rain, and Coach Holman didn't want to tear it up. The secondary field Utah has played on in turf is it's called McCarthy Field. not ideal for the fan experience.
No, there's way too many lines on that field.
You and I would be standing on top of a trailer freezing.
No,
So
this is a much better situation.
happy to be here at Judge Memorial, longtime lacrosse venue. So we see a skip pass go over and back. Josh Stout picks it up. And his defender loses him, shoots low and scores. Josh Stout with the heads-up play there on the over and back.
That was a great restart, good heads-up play. And you see the Oregon defender, Matt Peter, immediately running over to the official, pleading his case. Not quite sure, but you got to stay with the play and be a little bit better mentally in that situation.
You think he's probably arguing that his feet weren't set? Is that what you think?
Who knows? Feet weren't set. Maybe he felt like he was pushed at the midline. It's whatever it is. Stay with the play, and Stout did a phenomenal job staying with the play, and quick restart led to a goal.
Abizade out there again for the Utes. Near side is Aaron Felstead. Far side is Chris Belcher, who's going to come up. Comes up with the ground ball. Runs away from pressure. Belcher not afraid to shoot. Top shelf. Goes wide.
Sidearm from the long pole. That's,
I think after that one, he might get the red light. We'll see.
Give him a couple tries and reel it back.
At least hit something. Utes with the backup. Cam Redmond gets the ball up to Jeremy Sarton.
Again, getting a sweep across the middle. Seems like Utes are still carrying the ball a little bit more than the coaches may want. I think they want to see it maybe a little bit hotter.
Stout backing down his man. Shot goes wide. JoJo with the backup. Got a couple of tweets to read after when we get a break in the action. If you have questions or comments or shout outs, go ahead and send those in at Utah Lacrosse. JoJo's a shifty little attackman in the back there, doing what he does best. Oh, great save by Snyder.
Yeah, it was a great job staying with it. Again, that was the second possession in a row where it was a single player touching the ball. The first time Stout brought it in, went to the cage. That time JoJo brought it in, went to the cage. Not sure if that's in the game plan from coaches Manny and Holman, but something to keep an eye on.
Definitely. Oregon with the good clear there. Austin Olson going up against Rylan Lemons. Nice little battle on that wing as Oregon looks to get into their set. Utah leads 7-2. Cam Redmond with the defense. Seth Neeleman out there on Cade Bailey. Tries to get the stick fake, doesn't work. It's Austin Olson, junior midfielder. Shot goes wide. They ignore the fact he fell in the crease. And Oregon will have the backup. 25 starts with the ball. Chase Phelps, excuse me. He's going up against Devin Keefe. Slide there by the Utes. Ball's mishandled, but Dylan Alpha comes up with it. Gets it over to Bailey. Bailey's guarded by Nutter. Ball's down on the turf. Seth Neeleman's going to come up with it. So he looks to push in transition. Seth mainly played long stick midi for the Utes last year, so well acquainted with that role. Gets the ball up to Josh Stout. As the Utes get on their offensive personnel. It's August Gus Colonna. I know his family's tuning in. They tune in every game. Some of our biggest Twitter follower fans as well.
It's always appreciated, Tim.
Jake Stout with the ball. Gets to brother Josh Stout. Nice spin move.
So he's created a short stick matchup here. Draw
Oregon
the early
slides.
slide, yeah.
Good ball movement by the Utes. Bo Powell gets around his defender, shoots low and scores.
It's a great goal there. Another C curl, coming from Bo. Great job shooting overhand again, low. As the trend continues.
It's good ball movement by Utah, and a heads-up play to get his defenseman off balance there.
Yeah, he
like
did a
you
good
said.
job attacking the stick. This level, stick checks aren't as effective. So
Right.
Dodgers are taught to run through the stick.
Abizade out there. Looks like Oregon's going with a new face-off midfielder, Nate Fernandez, freshman. Couple shout-outs. Mike Calvert, shout-out from sunny Las Vegas to my Utah Lacrosse boys. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Hope you're doing well. As Abizade wins again, gets it over to Stout, who has the one-handed handle. As the Utes look it around. Late here in the second quarter, 8-2 the score. Felstead with the ball. Gets it up to Liam, who has a defender coming in from behind. And the Utes are looking to be patient here. Felstead with the ball.
So he's taking a shorty back below GLE.
Finds JoJo, who looked like he was going to fake the shot, but then just went wide. Utah attack deflects the ball again. Ganellan almost picks it off. Ball's going to end up with Ryland Lemons, who gets it up to Felstead. And the Utes will retain as Bo Powell takes the ball. Wings it over to Josh Stout. Stout finds Liam, goes back to Stout. What a shot by Powell. Great pass by Stout.
Phenomenal skip pass there from Stout. Nice finish by Powell. That's more, I think, what the Utah coaches are looking for. Love the assisted goals. Great heads-up play there. Powell, uncovered, doesn't get much easier.
Quick ball movement there by the Utes. Tough to guard at any level. Coach Holman switching out some attackmen there. Josh Stout going to get a break before the end of the half. Got a tweet here from Steve Heyman. He said, which Pac-12 school would you like to see make the D1 jump next?
I want to see them all.
Okay, fair enough.
I think, probably Cal would be a good one. I think Oregon is making good strides. Stanford,
Sure.
is right there.
So I think there's two levels to this question. I think one is who would you like to see?
Right.
Right. For me, honestly, it'd be Colorado.
Colorado.
I'd love to see that. I think it makes sense with their market and
they're
their
always at the
demographic.
top of the MCLA.
Yeah. There's that.
They're very competitive.
They've got a women's team, two
yeah.
pro teams in Denver. So I think lacrosse-wise, that makes the most sense for the next team. Though I would like you said, all of them. I think you'll see a Bay Area team be one of the first four, in my opinion, whether it's Cal or Stanford. I don't know. I just think it'd be fun. Steve made the comment, this should be a Pac-12 conference game,
Sure.
which very well could be. I don't think it will be in the near future.
Yeah,
So.
there's a lot of issues there. Obviously, money being the top of that list, and once programs find money to build the program, it's systematic. Right?
Sure.
Money, then coaches and facilities.
Yep. Turnover by Utah leads to an Oregon clear, but the Utes get it right back. Costa comes up with the ground ball and clears to Gus Colonna.
Really good job staying on the double team on the slide there. causing the turnover.
Kelowna goes over to Graney, who goes to Belcher. Belcher's going to run up to the midfield line. And we're going to have a timeout here by Utah. We're going to take a quick break with them. When we come back, 38 seconds left in the second quarter.
Tribal West is the first name in lacrosse out west. For more than 15 years, Tribal West has been gearing up beginners to ballers. Our online store is super easy, and we save you time and money. And team stores, let us do your work. Our deals for both men's and women's MCLA teams are flat out lax-tastic. We just made that up. Sublimated unis, made in the USA, and delivered on time. Tribal West, proud to be family-owned and player-operated. Tribal West, look good, play better.
And we're back here from Salt Lake City, Judge Memorial High School. Utah leads 9-2, 38 seconds remaining. What do you think Utah is drawing up here? You think they want to hold for the last shot?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Although your faceoff guy is dominating, so you could go, and try and get two before end of the half here. Try and get kind of a quick hitter, and as a coach, I'm drawing up both, saying, if this motion doesn't work, then let's hold and push it with maybe 6-7 seconds left. But it would be nice to squeeze two in before halftime.
Sure. If you're Oregon, what's the message? Is probably just stay in front of your guy, no easy shots.
Yeah, plain and simple. Plain and simple. I think Utah's been kind of going at the short stick, so you could throw a wrinkle out there and try and shut off or make things interesting. And
Utah doing favors for Oregon as the ball goes down on the turf, but Oregon throws it right back. So we'll just pretend those last 10 seconds didn't happen.
Yeah.
same
Go ahead and flush
here.
it. Move on.
Yeah. JoJo with the ball. About 15 seconds left. Aaron Felstead with it. Goes behind it. JoJo gets it over to Mackey.
Yeah, it looks like a double pick.
Looks like it worked. Stout with the shot, a little off balance. Goes wide. 8 seconds left. JoJo's going to take it. Gets the slide. Gets it up to Lanigan. Gets the shot off. Snyder able to collect. Kind of a knuckleball. And that's going to do it for the first half here from Salt Lake City. Join us on the other side. We'll have a little first half breakdown and some keys to the second half for both teams. And probably in about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. Come back and don't forget to send us your tweets at Utah Lacrosse. Utah leads here 9-2 over the Oregon Ducks. We'll be right back.
What does University Credit Union and the Utah men's lacrosse team have in common? Surprisingly, a lot. Both like the color red. Both can be found here on campus. Both are great for the community. Both are well trained. And both are made up of really nice, friendly people.
You don't got anything on me. Let's go. Square up.
Let me get back to you on that.
I've always worn Cascades. I got pictures of my first helmets back when it was sport helmets. My dad, I was really fortunate. Every birthday, he would get me the latest Cascade, so that was always something I could look forward to. So I was always in the best helmet that Cascade made. My teammates were always envious of me.
I've been wearing a Cascade helmet since my first time in 5th grade and haven't looked back or changed. And wore it in college, wore it in the pros.
Yeah, I've always worn Cascade. Anytime I've even tried anything else on, I've never liked it. I don't really like the look of other helmets.
Growing up, Cascades were always the helmet of choice for me. I mean, I remember I just got into the game when they first got rid of the buckets, so with the tie backs back in the day. When the first Cascade came out, that was wild, it was revolutionary.
I've only worn Cascade. I have no interest in trying on any other helmet. I feel like when you're already wearing the best helmet that looks the best and feels the best, then what's the point?
No matter what helmet somebody wears, if they have to wear another one, they're going to tell you that they'd rather be wearing this.
Welcome to Imagine You. 1,534 acres of you can achieve anything. Here, the state's most distinguished faculty does more than simply transfer knowledge. They inspire new generations of thought leaders, creative thinkers, problem solvers, and community healers. It's a place where humanity in all its diversity is celebrated, and humanities as a discipline is still championed. We are, after all, a place of higher learning. You see a collection of buildings, steel, concrete, brick, and glass, some old, some new. But inside these buildings, there are no ceilings for your ideas, no walls for your dreams. So come and let your imagination do what it was meant to do. Fly.
Tribal West is the first name in lacrosse out west. For more than 15 years, Tribal West has been gearing up beginners to ballers. Our online store is super easy, and we save you time and money. And team stores, let us do your work. Our deals for both men's and women's MCLA teams are flat out lax-tastic. We just made that up. Sublimated unis, made in the USA, and delivered on time. Tribal West, proud to be family owned and player operated. Tribal West, look good, play better.
What does University Credit Union and the Utah men's lacrosse team have in common? Surprisingly, a lot. Both like the color red. Both can be found here on campus. Both are great for the community. Both are well trained. And both are made up of really nice, friendly people.
You don't got anything on me. Let's go. Square up.
Let me get back to you on that.
I've always worn Cascades. I've got pictures of my first helmets, back when it was sport helmets. My dad, I was really fortunate. Every birthday, he would get me the latest Cascade, so that was always something I could look forward to. So I was always in the best helmet that Cascade made. My teammates were always envious of me.
You know, I've been wearing a Cascade helmet since my first time in 5th grade and haven't looked back or changed, and wore it in college, wore it in the pros.
Yeah, I've always worn Cascade. Anytime I've even tried anything else on, I've never liked it. I don't really like the look of other helmets.
Growing up, Cascades were always the helmet of choice for me. I mean, I remember I just got into the game when they first got rid of the buckets, so with the tie backs back in the day. When the first Cascade came out, that was wild, it was revolutionary.
I've only worn Cascade. I have no interest in trying on any other helmet. I feel like when you're already wearing the best helmet that looks the best and feels the best, then what's the point?
No matter what helmet somebody wears, if they have to wear another one, they're going to tell you that they'd rather be wearing this.
Welcome to Imagine You. 1,534 acres of you can achieve anything. Here, the state's most distinguished faculty does more than simply transfer knowledge. They inspire new generations of thought leaders, creative thinkers, problem solvers, and community healers. It's a place where humanity in all its diversity is celebrated, and humanities as a discipline is still championed. We are, after all, a place of higher learning. You see a collection of buildings, steel, concrete, brick, and glass, some old, some new. But inside these buildings, there are no ceilings for your ideas, no walls for your dreams. So come and let your imagination do what it was meant to do. Fly.
Tribal West is the first name in lacrosse out west. For more than 15 years, Tribal West has been gearing up beginners to ballers. Our online store is super easy, and we save you time and money. And team stores, let us do your work. Our deals for both men's and women's MCLA teams are flat out lax-tastic. We just made that up. Sublimated unis, made in the USA, and delivered on time. Tribal West, proud to be family-owned and player-operated. Tribal West, look good, play better.
Hey everybody, my name is Daniel Costa. I'm from Huntington, New York, and I am a goalie. Why did I pick Utah? I picked Utah because of the combination of, first off, I really want to play for these coaches. Academically, it's a good fit, and then I love the school. In regards to maybe like academically, I think my professors have been phenomenal. They've just really been helpful. I changed my major from finance to economics, so it's been a completely different ball game, and they've really gone their way to make sure that I'm understanding the material. Well, my favorite part of the campus would probably be that bridge right there. You know, we got the sun setting behind us. When I'm walking back from meeting, it's great. And then in the morning, when we're playing on the field, being surrounded by the mountains, it's just unreal. When I'm not playing lacrosse or I'm not doing school, I love playing racquetball. That's been a lot of fun. And then I'm just hitting the books, loving the read. Being a Utah lacrosse player is it's an unbelievable experience. I know I've only been here for a couple months, but I love everything about it. All the guys are bringing a lot of energy and passion, and everybody's just, you know, working as hard as they can. So that's what a Utah lacrosse player is.
Welcome back, lacrosse fans, to the second half of the #1 Utah Utes taking on #20 Oregon Ducks. Nice little video there from Daniel Costa, the goalie. We interviewed all our players last fall, and you can find those on the website if you go to each player's individual profile, or there's a playlist on our YouTube channel that you can watch all those. Drew, real quick, what do you think the keys here are for Oregon to climb back into this game?
They got to be patient, you know. You see that deficit, and you think it's, you know, a lot. 7 goals really isn't that much, you know, but you got to be patient. You got to work for the best shot, not the first shot. Make them count.
Yeah, Abizade comes up with the ground ball, or the face-off win there to Chris Belcher, who gets it over to Cam Redmond, who gets it over to Josh Stout. If you're Utah, what are you focusing on here in the second half?
Execution. You know, I think the first half execution was a little bit subpar for them. So coaches want to see cleaner lacrosse, which, you know, that first possession there, you know, it's kind of what we saw that first half, just trying to do a little bit too much and allowing a triple team to take the ball away.
Ball's on the turf. Cam Redmond going for it. Ryland Lemons. Oregon gets it up and in as they're going to have possession. Tough defense there by Nutter and a great save by Costa. Ball's on the turf. Yeah, we're going to have looks like a hold there on Utah. What do you think we'll see here from the Oregon offense? You think that, you said patience, but.
I think they're going to continue to attack Utah's short sticks. You know, they got a couple good looks off of, you know, kind of second dodge or re-dodges.
Seth Neeleman with the big play and the takedown, but Oregon comes back up with it. That's Bailey working on Nutter. Oregon with the shot, goes wide. Sam Miller on the shot. Off the pipe. Redmond comes up with it, drops it in for Costa as the Utes look to clear. So nice little shot there by Oregon, just finds the pipe, outlet to Nutter. Great pass there by Costa. Nutter's gonna take it down the middle. Shot low, saved. Snyder with the big save. As the Ducks look to clear here. A little bit of back and forth action for you. Fun for the fans. Heartburn
really
for the coaches.
Yeah, yeah. You hate seeing those short possessions that, you know, it's great that you get a look in the middle of the field there, but
Oregon, too many offsides. Had 7 in that offensive zone. As Ian Elson getting his first touches of the game. Gets it up to Stout, who has trouble handling it, but collects the ground ball. Elson, a big body out there for the Utes. As Gus handles it. Gets it over to Lanigan. Slide comes early. JoJo comes around the crease. Great save, though, by Snyder. Mackey collects.
Yeah, Snyder did a really good job there matching stick for stick. JoJo kind of dropped his stick and shot low.
Mackey wide open in the middle of the field somehow. Lanigan finds him, and Mackey doesn't miss from there.
No, that was great ball movement. That's more of Utah lacrosse there. You know, did a great job finding Mackey right in the middle. And as he should do from that area, he found the back of the net.
Utes take a 10-2 lead here as we see that again.
Yep, bottom corner. I think nearly every shot Utah has taken with that placement has gone in.
11:39 left in this third quarter. Utes lead 10-2. Abizade out there again. I think he's only missed one face-off.
Yeah, he's dominating that face-off X. You can see Oregon's just kind of conceding the win to him, dropping in their wingman to the middle of the box, preventing any fast breaks.
Felstead with the ball here. Gets it over to Liam. Nice little move, draws the slide. Ganellan with the great handle there as the ball is on the turf. Gets it over to Stout. Ganellan still has it. Utes look to work it around here. There's Stout. Stout, the leading scorer coming in this game. Quiet night, 2 goals and an assist. Felstead with the ball. Over to Liam Kavanaugh Fernandez. It's Luke Graney with the ball. Luke, a 10th year senior.
How many degrees does he have now?
Has suffered a couple of injuries. I think this might be a 6th season. Outside rip by Ganellan. That is his signature shot, but a little far out there. As Graney starts with it. That's up top with Sarton. Comes out of his stick.
Yeah, that's something you don't see very often right there. Ball coming out during a split dodge.
Matt Peter pushes transition as the Ducks. Oh, Aiden Christian with the huge hit. And they're going to call the ball was stuck in his stick, so they're going to give it to the Utes here. Big hit. Ducks had numbers.
Yeah, I think he kind of froze right there. He wasn't sure what was going on, held onto the ball, and Aiden just ran right through him.
Kind of hesitated on the crease there, which you never want to do.
Oh, no.
Ball's down. Ball's still down. Sloppy game, sloppy possession here. Got a whistle. Didn't see what happened there, Drew.
This looks like we got a hold.
Okay.
Technical foul.
Great stick check by Belcher.
We're gonna have
He's going to wrestle him to the ground, which...
Yeah, it looks like Cade Bailey was holding on to Belcher's stick.
Okay.
He fell to the ground there, so good call by the official.
A little bit of chaos. I was updating our Instagram story. Follow us on Instagram. It's the Utah Lacrosse. Couple first half picks going up.
Look at you multitasking over there.
I'm trying. You can also follow us on Twitter at Utah Lacrosse. Go ahead and send in your questions. We also have a healthy Facebook page. Utah Men's Lacrosse Program, I believe. Man, Matt Peter all over the field for the Ducks tonight. Tough ride, though, by Stout. Knocks it free. Steele comes up with it, and he's going to gallop down the field. That mane flowing as the Utes settle. So a little bit of chaos here, Drew. Again, for the fans, it's fun.
Yeah.
Coaches hate it, but that's okay.
Fans love the up and down, for sure. You know, that was kind of a unique, unforced turnover by Stout, kind of staring down his pass. And, you know, like I think the Utah coaches have. Oh, wow.
Great shot there by Lanigan. Getting his second of the night, third of the night. So great game there for Lanigan. I believe that's the most he's had as a Ute in one game. Great little play here by Stout.
Just uncovered, about 12 yards. High cheddar, a lot of velocity behind that ball.
Nice little step down there for Lanigan. Hails from Memphis, Tennessee. Giving the Utes an 11-2 lead here, midway through the third quarter. Abizade out there again for the Utes. Looks like Oregon went back to Macon Sumter. Abizade with the clamp. He's going to scoop it back to Rylan Lemons, who collects it. Gets it over to JoJo, who's waiting for the personnel to get on the field. He's telling Rylan to get off and Ganellan to come help him. Ganellan not be able to track it down, but gets the ground ball. Ball goes over to Kavanaugh. Nice little move there, finds space. Shot goes wide. And we had a flag down. Didn't see that. It was landed perfectly on the 45-yard line.
Looks like we got a slash call.
So we'll see the Utah man up unit here. Utes lead 11-2 midway through the third quarter. Utah 1 for 2 on the man up in this game. Utah with 23 shots in the second quarter.
You know, that's good. I'd love to know how many saves that they've forced the Oregon goalie Sam Snyder to make. It seems like a lot of shots have missed pipe, missed the rack.
7 saves for Snyder in the first half.
Yeah, I think Utah coaches are going to be, you know, making that a point of emphasis. You know, trying to make sure that their guys are, at least forcing the goalie to make a save. They're getting good looks.
So that would mean just under half of their shots were on goal, either in the goal or a save.
Yeah.
So we see the man-up unit here not doing much, getting that Oregon defense moving.
Yeah, I haven't really seen too much of a rotation out of the defense.
Stout with the ball. Kelowna with it. Gets it up Stout, back to Kelowna. Nice little move. Tries that sidearm low shot that worked in the first quarter. Goes wide. Nice save by Snyder. And the Ducks will look to clear. So another man-up opportunity for the Utes. Unable to convert.
I think Utah coaches want a little bit a better look, that man down, than a 15-yard step down.
Absolutely.
Always looking for slam dunks.
Turnover by Oregon. Gives the ball to Utah. Still looks up and finds Aiden. Gets it over to Gus. Gus is going to easily clear and go get a touch. Ball's with Kavanaugh. He decides to pass on the shot and get it to Mackey, who skip passes. Over to Stout, who goes to Gus. Unable to handle, but gets the ground ball.
See what they can do attacking the Oregon short sticks here up top.
Oh, nice spin move by Redmond. Draws the slide. Utah's going to run off their pole who had been on. Despite the 11-2 lead for the Utes, I think hasn't been the best offensive day for the Utes.
Yeah, it's definitely been more sloppy than we're used to out of the Utah offense. So I guess we can attribute that to a little bit kind of a dark field. I know it's hard to tell on these cameras we got going, but it is pretty dark out there. Looks like a few of the lights might be missing some bulbs.
That can happen. Josh Stout with the wraparound shot, his signature move, but goes just high, and Oregon backs it up. Snyder gets it up, unable to collect, but uncovered. That's number 12, Ryan Bowers. He's going to get a touch. Going up against Redmond, gets past his guy, shoots low and goes in. I think Costa was didn't see that one coming.
That was really good placement on that shot, just inside bottom corner, far pipe. He's a defensive midi. At least he's listed defensive midi on the roster here.
Yeah, only his second goal of the year. So a great shot there by Ryan Bowers. We'll make the score 11-3 for the Utes. The Utes goals against average still intact as they give up about 4.3 per game.
Gonna have to tighten up this the last part of the third quarter here and that fourth quarter. Keep them below that 5 goal.
Yeah. Abizade wins the clamp, scoops it behind through the legs to Belcher, who gets it up to Graney, who finds Mackey. So Utes dominating the face-offs. Let's see if I can pull up my stats here. Let's see what we've got so far. Utah won 15 of 16 in the first half. I don't think they've lost on in the second half. So if there's a bright spot, then that's certainly one of them.
Yeah, face-offs are great. Winning possessions, obviously, you got to have possessions if you're going to win games. But you got to be efficient like they were right there.
Lanigan to Mackey. We saw that at the first goal of the half. Great little play there. Mackey's doing well to find space, and Lanigan's doing well to find him.
Yeah, he's got that shot on fire right now. Does a great job curling up into space. You know, plants his feet, hard rotation there, and finishing high to high.
See Colin Lee out there for the Utes, number 39, taking some face-offs. So we'll see how he does. He's from New Jersey.
I love seeing all the different states represented on the Utah rosters.
17, to be exact, as Lee wins it for the Utes. You know what they say about New Jersey? Everything's legal in New Jersey.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know that reference?
I don't, Tim.
Yeah.
I'm not...
Hamilton.
Hamilton,
Yep.
yeah. I'm not as cultured as you are, man.
I like 2 musicals, and that's one of them.
I can't afford those tickets.
I've got a secret. I'll tell you off air. I don't want to ruin it. The secret is to pay expensive airfare to New York. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Tweet at me, Tim Haslam, if you want to talk Hamilton.
What's the other musical, Tim?
Les Mis, of course. I guess I like 3. I like Fiddler on the Roof as well. Ball's down in front.
Oh.
Good hustle play. They're going to call in the crease there on Mackey. The thing I like about this game, Drew, Oregon not giving up.
Absolutely.
Down 9 late in the third quarter. That, some teams would send it in, but definitely still playing hard in their all black uniforms. From this distance, to be honest, I feel I've had to hold my tongue a few times because I almost call them Colorado. But
right, they look. I've thought that a few times myself.
Ball hits the turf, but number 13, Nick Gilbert, able to collect. It's Chase Phelps with the ball. Ball's up top now with Gilbert. Gets it over to Creamer. Nice alley dodge there by Creamer. Good defense by Felstead.
That's a great job getting underneath the elbow there by Felstead.
Ball's with
something
Phelps.
You want to see, youth players watch and try to repeat.
Tommy O'Day with the takeaway. Number 27 for the Utes. Whereas 27 when in white. Dons the 0 when in red. So that's always fun. As Utah clears. So good defense there by the Utes. Bo Powell with the ball. He's going to take the shot. Hits the pipe. And Elson's going to chase that one down. Don't forget, you can send us your tweets at Utah Lacrosse. If you want to talk Hamilton, at Tim Haslam. Hamilton's coming to Salt Lake City. That's the last time I'll talk about it.
I know all about it, Tim.
Yep. Dalton Ziegler with the ball. Got a whistle. Did you see what the call was there?
I didn't. Not sure who made.
Regardless, Ducks end up with it. Ducks, they took your advice and have been patient on offense. I guess it's yielded 1 goal.
Yeah, there's patient and then there's too patient.
True.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of off-ball movement.
Okay. Flag is down. 32, Elliot Goldberg with it. And time expires in the third quarter. So Oregon will start with the ball. Score is 12-3 for Utah at the end of 3. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Join us on the other side for the fourth quarter.
My name is Dean Anderson. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I play midfield. I picked Utah because it's just a great location, close to the mountains. It has a great business school, and that's what I'm majoring in. My favorite part of the school has to be our parking garage field where we practice for lacrosse. It's just a nice turf field and just a great view of the mountains and of all of Salt Lake City. When I'm not playing lacrosse or going to school, I like to do outdoor activities like go hiking or go fishing. I'm looking forward most for the upcoming season, just getting out and to compete for a national championship and just put all our hard work from the fall into the spring. It's a dream come true. It's been so great to be part of such a great coaching staff and such a great lacrosse environment, and just being part of the Utah team.
And we're back, lacrosse fans, for the fourth quarter between the number 1 Utes and the number 20 Ducks. Utes lead 12-3 here. Live from Salt Lake City, Judge Memorial High School is the host today. After this game, Utah hosts Washington on Saturday, also at Judge Memorial. It's going to be a doubleheader between the number 1 ranked Juan Diego Soaring Eagle and the number 2 Park City Miners. So a great high school matchup before the game. Should be a fun one with the Huskies.
Yeah, I think that high school game will be shown live online at UtahLacrosseNews.com.
That's right. You can watch that there and then tune in for our game as well. So good Saturday. Oregon goes on to play BYU on Saturday. So an opportunity to see these Ducks once again. As we see a nice outside shot there by Cade Bailey, finding space and wasting no time finding the back of the net.
A little bit of a riser surprise there, coming low to high, top corner. That's a beautiful finish. You know, a little bit of a stick fake, kind of holds the defenders. I don't know if it was a kind of lack of communication, who needed to step out on him, but
Utes were man down there, so that had something to do with it. But
sure.
Also, I think the key to that, Drew, was that Oregon quote unquote won the faceoff because they started with the ball, and so winning those faceoffs, Abazid has been dominating. Colin Lee getting the last one, but that's been a key here for the Utes as we see Colin Lee out there again. Goes the way of the Duck, number 45, Macon Sumter. And the Ducks there with 2 quick goals. Number 15, Austin Olson, again, Drew, comes off a faceoff win.
That's exactly how they wanted to see the fourth quarter start. Come away with a good goal on their man-up possession, and then, taking advantage of a rare faceoff win. Kind of pushing numbers situation, and looks like the Utes left the doorstep wide open.
So a goal there by Oregon makes it 12-5 for Utah. Colin Lee is going to remain out there for the Utes, going up against Sumter. Looks like Lee gets the clamp, but the ball goes to Oregon. And they go backwards as they look to clear. So Oregon with 2 straight face-off wins, and then starting with the ball at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And the Ducks clear it. So Oregon with all the momentum here in this fourth quarter, down by 7 goals. With all the craziness that's been happening in college lacrosse the past few weeks, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
Important for Utah to maintain that focus and keep the foot down as we see a shot.
Yeah, you want to see Utah play clean the rest of the way here. Stay out of the penalty box. Make sure that they are communicating on defense, playing sound. You want to have momentum as a team going into the game against Washington.
Crossfield pass goes errant, but the Ducks pick it up. Same play. Good defense by Neeleman. Ball's on the turf. John Finnegan coming up with it. Gets it over to number 7, Dylan Alpha. Going up against Cam Redmond, number 32. Good defense by Cam. Belcher's going to slide. Ducks move it quickly up to 41, Sam Miller. Miller going against Nutter, but gets the slide from Lemons. And the flag comes in. Oregon retains. Stick fake, doesn't fake out the Utes. Keefe stays on him, and the shot goes wide. So flag down there. Utes are going to be man down again. Key moment for the Utes, in my opinion, Drew. If Oregon's able to score, that'd be 3 straight, and definitely have all the momentum. So,
absolutely, and 2 of those would be man up. Unless they kill the penalty and still get one. But the Utes got to be more disciplined playing defense. Lemon's just a little bit too aggressive there on the ball, running through the back of the Oregon player.
Belcher pressing out. Looks like the Utes are kind of in a 3-2 there. Good ball movement there by Oregon. Got a shot. Looks like it went off the leg of Aiden. Oregon retains. Shot goes wide. Looks like it hit the back of the net. Skip pass up top. Goes wide. Shot by Cade Bailey.
I think Utah's probably okay with them taking these deep shots. They're shooting them from outside.
You got to like Costa's chances in those situations.
Absolutely.
Just like that. Nice little save there by Costa. So he looks to clear, gets the ball to Dean Anderson. Dean Anderson, a Salt Lake City native. Played at East High School, which is it's a stone's throw away from here. Could walk there and back before the game's over, if you wanted to.
It was a little too cold out there for me, Tim.
A little too cold for you, that's okay. Felstead with the ball, gets it up to Josh Stout. It's really the first look we've had of the Utah offense in this 4th quarter, as Oregon started with the ball and then won 2 straight face-offs and then had that man-up opportunity. So Bo Powell with it, gets it up to Kelowna. Kelowna's had a quiet night tonight. 1 goal in the first. That's okay, though. Can't score 10 every game.
So he's done a lot of really good things to help off ball, as a good captain does.
Nice stick fake. Goes wide. Utes will retain. 10-17 remaining in the ballgame. 12-5. Comfortable lead for the Utes. Josh Stout working. Goes behind to JoJo. There's Kelowna with it. Oh, nice outside rip. About 12 yards out by Kelowna. Who finds the back of the net, and that's the benefit of having Gus on the team.
Absolutely, just a big sweep across the top. I think that's 3rd or 4th goal they've gotten from that. Just sweeping across the top, no real slide coming, and beats the goalie high to high. What a cannon.
Yeah, great play there by Gus. Gus was a transfer from Wagner. Took a year off from lacrosse, and then when he heard Coach Manny was coming back to Utah, decided to play. I did a podcast with him. He mentioned he didn't even have his lacrosse gear out here. Had to call his mom and have it sent out. And obviously he knew Will when Will was getting his master's at Wagner.
That's a huge pickup.
Great win there by the Utes. Colin Lee getting it up to Belcher, who finds Steve Ganellin. Ganellin was hurt in the Texas game late in that one, if you were watching. His first game back.
Good to see back from injury there.
JoJo works it around, finds Liam, loses his man, rips one from outside, goes wide. William Kavanaugh Fernandez hails from Encinitas, California. Josh Stoutwell off the restart. Good defense there by Oregon. Number 1, Matt Peter. Peter's had a great game for the Ducks. That's what you'd expect out of a senior defenseman.
He's had a tough matchup today and has done really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, Stout with 3 goals, 2 goals, 2 assists. One of his lowest outputs of the year. What's the famous trash talk saying? You can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him. Is that what it is? See Jake Stout with the huge rip from that side. Great goal by Jake.
That was a really great goal. I think part of their game plan has been, trying to pick on the Oregon short stick defenders there, and Jake, just a bigger body, did a great job muscling him up above the cage, and uses his power to shoot around him, and fired one right past goalie Sam Snyder.
8:37 remaining in the ball game. Utes lead 14-5. Jacob Chang out there for the Utes. Aaron Felstead on that far side. Nick Farnsworth on the near side. Going up against Macon Sumter. Gonna call what they call withholding.
Yeah.
Regardless, Oregon comes away with it. So the Ducks dominated that first little part of the fourth quarter. Utah, though, able to get 2 back on goals by Colonna and Stout, Jake Stout. So we'll see if how the Ducks answer. Nice little alley dodge there by 41, Sam Miller. Gets the ball behind, up top, shot. Just wide, backed up by the Ducks. The Ducks, after they play BYU on Saturday, have a little break. Then they'll take on Idaho and Simon Fraser. So getting into the PNCLL schedule there. Utah takes on Washington on Saturday. And then in 13 days from then, on Friday, March 30th. So we see some nice ball movement and some nice defense. March 30th, the Utes will take on Westminster. Westminster, a local team, an NCAA Division II team, so be a good scrimmage for both teams. So we see a shot go off the pipe. Drew, what were you going to say about the Westminster game?
I was just going to say it's always a fun game to watch this too. A lot of the players grew up with each other. Now not so much as Utah has so many guys from out of state joining the team, but that used to be a heated rivalry.
Absolutely. Mason Goodhand, the coach of the Griffins, used to coach at Utah before he left to go to Westminster. So definitely a fun game. We will have a broadcast for that, I believe. So we see a flag down and a nice goal there by number 41, Sam Miller. Oregon not giving up in this game.
He put that possession on his back and went hard to the rack, drew a penalty, and got the goal. So got a point, and they're going to come out man up. I think that's 2 penalties in a row on Ryan Lemons.
Something to be corrected. Looks like they waved off the flag.
They must have ignored the stick up in the face mask and just gave him a hold.
Yeah.
A little 30-second technical. So a little bit of a break for Utah there.
Jacob Chang out there for the Utes. Sumner getting the clamp. They're going to give it to Utah. Ball's with Chris Belcher. Gets it up to Jake Nutter. Utah leads here 14-6 midway through the fourth quarter. Cole Watson with the ball. Gets it up to Ian Elson. Gets it over to Dalton Ziegler. You're seeing some of the Utah bench getting in here as we have a flag down. We're going to have a push in the back on Oregon as the Utah man-up unit trots out. We have a tweet coming in. Our faithful Twitterer, Randy Everett, had some lacrosse lingo in a tweet, and someone said, "I don't know what you guys are talking about." So let me try to explain for you. He said, Gus Colonna gets a top right wraparound, so that would be him coming around the crease, and then Jake Stout puts in another coming around the crease. So similar plays there. So there you go. A little lacrosse knowledge for you. Lax 101, if you will. It's Utah here on the man-up play. Cam Redmond with the step-down rip from outside. Great goal there by Redmond, giving the Utes a 15-6 lead.
Yeah, that was really easy there for Utah, you know. Anytime you can get a look dead center of the field, about inside 15 yards, you know, hard overhand, bottom corner. It's a high percentage. Looks like Utah's switched goalies.
That is true. That is going to be Zach Johns out of Henderson, Nevada. Colin Lee at the face-off X for the Utes. So Utah trying to play as many guys as they can here. I mentioned before the broadcast to you when we were off the air, everyone has played in 5 out of the 6 Utah games. So not everyone played in the Cal Poly game, but everyone had played in all the other games. So it's definitely a priority for the coaching staff.
I think it's really important to, you know, let everybody see the field. It gives you a chance to kind of evaluate the talent you have. You know, they've been fortunate to, you know, have solid enough leads in games to get everybody in. But I think it helps some morale on the team. You know, it'll definitely pay off benefits come tournament time.
Yeah, and you know, the other factor is, you know, sort of a quick turnaround there against Washington on Saturday. The game's at 4 p.m., so less than 48 hours as we see a shot by Elson, sail wide, and Utah retains. So a little bit of strategy there, resting the guys up. After we play Washington on Saturday, they're going to stick around and actually play BYU on Monday, which is interesting. Usually you see the Thursday-Saturday swap.
Sure.
But the Huskies coming down and playing on Saturday and then on Monday. In the Utah Lacrosse News podcast this week, Matt Anderson and I talked about difficult road trips, and we felt that this year the BYU-Utah would probably take the cake.
Yeah, I think you're dead on. I know you guys were talking about Colorado trip generally being a tough one. You know, going down to Texas is always difficult. A few good teams down there, but I think you guys are spot on with, you know, the development of the Utah team over the past couple of years, and you know, BYU is always a tough team to play against.
The other one I would argue would be this year would be the Chapman Concordia, but I don't think many people are doing that because Concordia just moved up from D2, and so I don't know if a lot of people were thinking about that one. As we see a shot go wide here by Oregon, backed up by Utah. Ball's going to get up to Aiden Christian. Good defense there by who else? Matt Peter.
It was a great job staying on it by Aiden, getting the ball back.
It's Matt Finelli with the ball, getting some time. If you pay attention on social media, he was our game day graphic player that we highlighted.
Another really short possession there with kind of a, I don't want to say soft because I know Ian Ellison has a rocket of a shot, but,
right.
You know, it was early in the possession, you know, from distance. Kind of an easy save there for goalie Sam Snyder.
Oregon with the ball here late in this game. Utes lead 15-6. It's probably safe to say this one is well in hand for the Utes.
Yeah, you want to see them finish off strong. You know, like I said, you got to make sure that you're carrying momentum into that Washington game. And
shot there by Cade Bailey, stopped by Zach Johns. Zach is a phenomenal goalie. He's made several key stops. We had the opportunity to travel to the Bay Area last fall and play Team Scotland, and that game went into overtime, and Zach had a huge save in overtime that allowed the Utes to get an offensive possession, which eventually led to the game winner. So
what an awesome opportunity for Utah to go down and play, you know, Scotland and Marquette. Great way to kind of start off preseason.
Absolutely. You know, Marquette generous to offer us that opportunity. You know, Coach Holman and Coach Amplo have become friends, kind of determining this whole, trying to navigate this whole going D1 thing, and Coach Amplo just offered that opportunity to Coach Holman. You know, he's I think it's something that could really blossom, which would be fun, as we see a shot there go wide by Utah. Kavanaugh Fernandez on that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to see you know, Utah's schedule in the next few years. I haven't heard anything. I don't know who they're playing, but I'm crossing my fingers that we see some Duke and Notre Dame and maybe Hopkins, UNC. I want to see them up against the best, you know, early to kind of see how they measure up.
I've heard names. I don't know that anything's official yet, but there's been rumors of a spring break trip to North Carolina to face the Tar Heels and Duke.
You know, it makes sense.
Sure.
The relationships there that Coach Holman has. And
I think Denver and Air Force will be on the schedule every year just because of proximity and obviously good opponents. And then I've heard rumors on the other teams. I think it's safe to say if you follow Division I lacrosse, you will have heard of these teams.
Sure, sure.
So, and that's probably all I can say on those. But
no, that's good. I think if they're able to do that, it's really good exposure for Utah to kind of get some eyes on the team. You know,
we've got a flag down, but whistle's blue, and they're going to call the goal good. Lots of chaos.
It looks like Newmiller was calling the goal good, but he didn't hear Cronin's whistle from midfield.
So we'll have a convergence of the refs. 45 seconds left in this ball game.
Yeah, I heard a whistle blow, and I think, you know, possibly Zach Johns may have heard the whistle as well and kind of stopped playing on that.
Right.
Was a little surprised by the ball coming at him.
So the flag was down. They're going to call a penalty on number 15. That is Josh Biggs. And I'm pretty sure no goal. Yep, no goal. And so Utah will be man down here.
So we have a Utah penalty. I don't know as though Utah gained possession, so.
Thinking it should have gone to AP? Is that what you're
Well, I'm just questioning why the play was called dead up at the top.
Ah, I see.
You know,
okay, yeah.
College rules, you know, they should have allowed the play on, but I also didn't see the flag come down, so.
Nice stick fake there by Bailey. Gets him a wide open shot that sails high.
I think the Utah defense needs to pay attention to him over there, and maybe.
Same play, same shot. This time Zach Johns collects. I think that one might have been going high too, but he decided to get a stick on it. As Dean Anderson looking like he could run a marathon out there. Fresh legs. Gets the ball back to Nutter. We are under 10 here in Salt Lake City. And Nutter's just going to be content to hold that one. And that's going to do it here, folks, from Salt Lake City. Number 1, Utah, 15. Number 20, Oregon, 6. Drew, what were your takeaways from the game?
You know, a win is a win. Might have been a little bit ugly at times, but you saw a lot of fight out of the Utah players. Did a great job, you know, executing through their looks at times. I think they carry some good momentum into the Washington game, which they were trying to do, obviously. But there's a lot to clean up, I think.
Sure.
So, you know.
I think it was a good output by the offense, 15 goals. The defense, 6 goals. That's tied for the most they've given up this season. I think that, you know, like you said, lots to clean up, lots to go over tomorrow before Washington game. Join us on Saturday. If you're local, come out to the game. Should be a great day for lacrosse. Number 1, Juan Diego playing number 2, Park City before us at 1 p.m. We're at 4 p.m. Against the Washington Huskies. Tune into our broadcast. We'll have one there as well. uteslacrosse.com/game day. Feel free to tweet at us your reactions to the game. And thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
What does University Credit Union and the Utah men's lacrosse team have in common? Surprisingly, a lot. Both like the color red. Both can be found here on campus. Both are great for the community. Both are well trained, and both